Hey guys, it's Lydia here, and today I am going to share with you my favorite tips and tricks for amazing ponytails. There's just kind of like a few hacks to get your ponytail just that much better. Okay, so first I'm just going to quickly run you through how I basically make a ponytail for if I'm just doing a regular hairstyle. The first thing I always do is I always flip my head over first and kind of scoop it into a ponytail position. That makes it so much easier because gravity is working with you. Once you've got your hair into the high ponytail position, it is now way easier to brush it. So you can even use your fingers if you don't like to use a brush or you're in a hurry. Just use your fingers and kind of comb because you'll have like these weird kind of bubbly pieces. Some people have more of them than others. It also depends on how thick your hair is. My hair is like really thick, so I'm gonna have like a lot more bubbles. If your hair's maybe a little thinner, you won't have that. A great way to help smooth over any bubbles is by using a brush or a comb and just going through and just kind of like brushing your hair and just brushing away anything that you don't really like. You can also flip your head over and kind of brush it into position there. And then secure with an elastic. You can loosen it up a little bit afterwards too. Oh, bam. Now let's talk about a few tips to how to keep your ponytail in that like high position. First of all, use two ponytails. It's really easy. You're going to start out first just by you kind of doing whatever ponytail you want. Then you're going to grab another ponytail and just put it on top. It's like the simplest thing. So you're just going to put it around until it feels tight, tighten up, and that's it. This helps secure it because you have even more around the ponytail, so it's going to secure it in place way better. Also, it makes it a little bit perky because you have more around the weight, more around the band, so it's sticking out a little bit more, making it therefore more perky. I love this. I love the volume, the perkiness, and the security it has in my ponytails. I do this basically anytime I'm just going to do a quick and simple ponytail. It only takes like 3 more seconds and it will make your ponytail last way longer. And I have this lovely situation. If you do have any like weird bubbles that can't come across after you put the whole ponytail situation in, it can be so frustrating. But it's actually really easy. Just grab a bobby pin, put it through the loop, and then take that loop and just kind of push it up against your elastic. And there you go. It hides pretty nicely. And then you can even like loosen up the hair a little bit, and that way it kind of hides itself a little bit better. The next hack is about how to kind of build volume in your ponytail. So if you have 2 elastics on, it's already going to help with that because it's sticking out a little bit more. But say your ponytail itself just kind of looks limp, like there's not a lot of arcs to it. What you can do, there's a few things you can do. Number one thing, and I think the easiest, is to split your ponytail kind of about like a third. Take a third of it up, then grab a quick little claw clip and just stick it into the base of the ponytail. Let it down, and that's it. This instantly makes your ponytail way perkier, way cuter, and it can even work for like a low ponytail situation if you just want a little more volume. The only problem with this is that sometimes, especially if you have thin hair, it can open up and cause like a little opening where you can see the claw clip. That's not very cute. So a quick way to not have it show is just tease the root of your ponytail. Now you could even just tease the root and then not put a claw clip in because that's already going to add volume. But if you do both, you're going to have double volume and no awkward claw clips showing. Everything you've ever wanted. Using a comb is always easier when you're trying to get it like really close to the root. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start really low and slowly work my way up. I'm not necessarily for this particular one trying to add volume. I'm just trying to kind of net the hair together. That way when I put the claw clip in, it's going to have something to dig into and it's not going to show through. Once you've sufficiently teased the ponytail, just stick your claw clip in, throw the top over, and it should cover very nicely and seamlessly, and you still have an adorable ponytail. So here's another quick tip if you feel like you're doing your ponytail but there's still just like it's not perky enough, or you don't want to add a ton of more things but you still want it to really hold up nicely. For this first hack is really helpful. You're going to start from your ears and you're going to bring it to wherever you want your ponytail to sit. For me it's going to be on the crown of my head, but you can basically do wherever you want. So you're just going to use your fingers, pull it up, and then you can arrange the hair wherever you want. And I've noticed for this it's easier to manage bubbles because you're not doing your whole ponytail at once. It's just half of it and then half of it. It's so easy. I also recommend doing this ponytail a little bit loosely, so like not right up against the scalp, but slightly looser, so like right here. That way when you do the second ponytail, it kind of covers it nicely and it's not like this awkward space in between where everything looks weird. Like, no one wants that. So just loosen it up a bit and you can always tighten it up later. And then for the bottom one, I like to do the thing where I go upside down and brush my hair just so it gets really high and up against that and there's no bubbles and there's no sagging. So that's what I'm going to do. And because the first one's a little bit looser, you can tell that it's touching this one. So that way if it was up here, it wouldn't be touching and there'd be an awkward space. But since they're touching, it's going to be a lot easier to hide the two. So now how to hide the elastics, because this looks a little funny. There are a couple ways you can do this. One, you could just put a scrunchie or another hair elastic over both of them, which is what I do a lot, and it just really helps, and it just looks like there's one giant ponytail. Or if you want to add a little more polish factor, you can grab a piece of hair and just wrap it around both elastics. This might be a little bit hard, especially if they're too far apart, so you just want to really make sure that they're really close together. And pin in place. And there you go, you have a super sturdy and perky pony. And here are some tips for volume in the front, because you can have a lot of volume in your ponytail, but sometimes it's hard to get volume in the actual front of your hair. Even if you just loosen it up, it still can be annoying. So the first option that I love to do is a French braid. This is something that makes your ponytail just look a little bit cooler, and it adds a lot of volume just right in that kind of mohawk section. How to do this, all you do is just sweep your hair straight back and grab kind of a small section from the front. Now you can then kind of decide on like how big or small you're going to bring in sections. It's kind of up to you. If you want it like more of an obvious braid, you can take in smaller sections, or you can take in bigger sections and then it will just look like there's a lot of volume and texture while there's just a braid in there. So I'm going to do a little bit smaller because I like the look of a braid. I'm just going to take small sections in, like not tiny, but a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to do it again in the mohawk section. Now this is definitely something that's a little less like just a hack, it's more of a hairstyle. But I absolutely love adding like a quick braid into your ponytail. It just makes it so much better. So once I've braided pretty much the whole top of my head and I've kind of gotten to where I want my ponytail to be, I'm just going to braid a few times normally, secure it in place with a bobby pin. So now here's where the volume comes in, because right now this looks a little tight and like just really tight. So to just loosen it up, all you're going to do is you're just going to go in, not even pulling on the braid itself, just the hair around it, and just everything. Just like put your fingers in there, whatever hair you touch, massage it. So literally make like this motion with your fingers, and basically any hair that happens to be in the mohawk section, just massage it. And then all you do is just brush all the rest of your hair up to where that braid ended and secure it all with one last elastic. And because the top is very loose and everything, I'm just going to stick my fingers in and kind of pull it apart and kind of mess up kind of the sides of my hair too. If you pull on anything too hard, you can always pin it down. And that's it. And bonus, this is actually the hairstyle that Hope wore in the end credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp. So you can just make this a little tighter and you instantly have a character hairstyle. Just saying. So now if you want that volume but you don't know how to French braid, or you just don't like the look of the French braid, you can just tease, which is a great option if you wanted just something that was a little bit more sleek but still had that volume. Because I know the French braid definitely adds a little more texture. So how to do this, you're basically going to start teasing wherever you want the volume to start. You could start like right at your hairline, just like pick up a tiny section, start teasing. You can start teasing at kind of the crown if you want kind of like a middle ponytail, like not high, not low, kind of in between. Or you could just kind of do from like here to here, just kind of wherever you want. You're just going to tease from wherever you want the volume to start to your ponytail. So I'm going to start about 2 inches from my hairline. Pick all that hair up and start teasing. You're going to bring it straight forward, slightly up or straight forward. You're going to start at the bottom, getting like a little bit tease, and then slowly working your way up. If your hair seems to not hold a tease very well, you can use like an actual kind of teasing brush where it has like 4 bristles. Or, I have like these awesome bangs right now. They look so good. Or, anyway, you can use a little bit of like texturizing spray or dry shampoo to give your hair a little more hold when you're teasing. That way it'll stay in place and everything will be good. If you feel like your hair is going to fall out of the teasing, you could use a texturizing spray or a dry shampoo. Or you could even use a hairspray. So just spray it on, tease, and that will kind of lock it in place. So whatever you have on hand, just use that. Then I'm just going to kind of loosely go over it with my hands. If you feel anything that's like really like, oh, I can feel the teasing like on top of my hair, smooth it out. And bonus, this actually helps those short layers kind of lock in place so that they never fall out throughout the day. So then just sweep your hair to wherever you want your ponytail to be. And then just secure it in place with an elastic. If any of the volume kind of fell down, you can always just kind of pull on it. That's it. So lastly, we're going to be talking about how to get volume with some bobby pins. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but trust me. So first you're going to pull all your hair into a ponytail, however you like. Now there are 2 ways to make your ponytail a little bit more perky. So with the first one, you're going to see your elastic. There's going to be like at least 2 or 3 loops. You're going to stick your bobby pin into the one farthest from your head. So then what you're going to do, once you've pushed it through, you're going to rotate the bobby pin so that you're basically sticking it under the ponytail and pin in place. So let's do that one more time. So basically what I'm doing, I'm grabbing the elastic with my bobby pin, rotating my bobby pin up so that it's pointing down, kind of like sticking under this whole elastic situation, pushing it under all the elastics and tightening that up. And that adds a little more perkiness to an average ponytail because you're kind of like pulling it up, so it's kind of like moving the hair. So this is your hair already, and the elastic is kind of pushing it up, so that top arc is going to be a little bit more because your elastic is being pushed up a little more. I think this tip is good for anyone, but I think I recommend it mostly for those of you with thin hair. Thick hair sometimes can fall out of bobby pins really easily, especially if you have fine thick hair like me. It won't be a very good situation. So just kind of go and see which method works best for your hair type. The second one, I will admit, it does give me a headache after like wearing it all day. So this is something that I only wear maybe like 2-3 hours at a time, and then I'll take it out. What you're going to do, you're going to start with your ponytail and flip it over. Then grab 2 bobby pins and stick them directly into your head. So like underneath, stick it through the elastic into your head. You're going to do at least 2 of them. You could do a few more if you wanted. But again, so I'm just grabbing this elastic through my bobby pin and I'm just sticking the bobby pin into my head. Then flip my hair forward, tighten it up slightly, making sure those bobby pins are still sticking against my head. And that's it. See how perky this makes it, and it wasn't that much more effort. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks for ponytails. I really love doing this video, and tell me in the comments below if you want like other tips and tricks videos for like braids or curls, because I'm thinking about making this a series. So let me know in the comments below, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video guys. Bye.